This is what I spent my 6k income on last month. So first of all, we have housing, which came in at 18% of our total outgoings, which isn't very bad considering how high interest rates are at the moment. So for most people, it's a lot higher than that, but we were able to lock in a 1.89% interest rate for 5 years, around 3.5 years ago. So we haven't yet felt the hit from that. Next, we've got our fixed costs, which accounted for 32% of our outgoings. So this is all the boring stuff like gas and electric, internet, water, council tax, all the stuff you really can't do anything about. So we actually accounted for this to be around 29%, or planned for this to be 29% of our outgoings. It actually ended up being 32% due to some variation in what we planned to spend on groceries and our pet food versus what we actually spent on groceries and pet food for that month. Next, I'm going to lump discretionary and travel spending in one because it's essentially the same thing, right? It's discretionary spending or disposable income to spend on the things you want to do. So that total for the month was around 15%, which I think is really reasonable. Then we've got gifts, car, home and maintenance, and debt. So gifts was around 1%, car, home, maintenance was 4% because we had an MOT which we had to pay for. We then had 2% go out on debts, but the biggest piece of the pie, which is how you really want it to look, was 38% being spent on savings and investments, which is how we're planning for our future. If you want to see a much more detailed breakdown of my income versus my outgoings, then I go into way more depth in a 10-minute long video linked in my bio.